Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Renee Box Young. I appreciate each and every one of you subscribers since day one. Recent subscribers, I appreciate you all. Thank you guys so much for supporting, tuning into the Flash Lives, tuning into the premiere videos such as this, tuning in real time. Those who, the playback family, definitely, man. Those who comment in the comment sections. And those who, just collaborate here, on Renee Box Young. It's simply a platform where we simply discuss, critique, and analyze, simply talk about sport of boxing in a mature, level-headed fashion. That's how simple it is here, man, definitely. And I want to give my, perspective concerning Rigondeaux and Casimero fight. I should be going live this week. My apologies, man. One of the reasons why I haven't been going live is because, I've been under the weather. And as a matter of fact, you probably didn't notice it, but when I did when I pushed the Virgil Ortiz video, my recent video of Virgil Ortiz, I was under the weather, man. I mean, maybe it wasn't noticeable in the video, but I just been getting a lot better now. So I should be going live again soon this week, hopefully, and giving my post-fight reaction concerning Rigondeaux, Casimero, Maloney versus Franco trilogy. Just beautiful fights we had. We had beautiful fights, man. Virgil Ortiz versus Mean Machine, etc., right? Just wonderful fights lately. I've definitely been excited, and just enjoying the sport of boxing. There are things, obviously, that are not favorable when it comes to sport of boxing, but, on the flip side, there are very favorable things, in fights and events. Now, I want to talk about this, definitely, man, concerning Rigondeaux, man, and the Casimero fight. First and foremost, I definitely respect, Rigondeaux and Casimero on the lead up to the fight. Now, this is the crazy thing about it. Everybody knows the story. Originally Casimero was, scheduled to fight Donaire, and everybody knows what happened there. I went live and broke it down too. And, everybody broke it down, platforms out there, family, community that loves the sport of boxing. I didn't dig Donaire's move, him using the reasoning of Casimero didn't do VADA testing or what have you. And on the flip side, Casimero's team said that they abided by all the, regulations, and, they did put in their paperwork and et cetera, for VADA testing. And also Donaire using the reason for Casimero disrespecting his wife, and that's why he pulls out the fight. I saw that kind of fishy, but it is what it is, whatever, right? Casimero was originally scheduled to fight Donaire, and then, Donaire pulls out for those reasons, and Rigondeaux takes over. In the lead up to the fight, I had Casimero winning, in the whole lead up. I would go in chats and, on other platforms and express my opinion concerning that. I don't remember if I went live. I think I did and talked about it. But like I said, I've been under the weather lately, so I really haven't been live to do an official breakdown or what have you. But I had Casimero winning. And congratulations to Casimero, for his win. And this is just a debatable thing, Just as everything in the sport of boxing is debatable. You already know, ladies and gentlemen, everything in the sport of boxing is debatable. A fighter wins, it's debatable. A fighter loses, it's debatable. A fighter boxes, it's debatable. A fighter knocks another fighter out, it's debatable. You know what I mean? But when we see things, face value, that's what I want to do in this video. And there's a reason why. This is crazy. There's a reason why Ronnie Shields is in this photo, in this thumbnail, whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not hearing anybody really talking about this. And it's something that it stuck out to me like a sore thumb. It stuck out to me in the fight. I was watching, and fight night, man, it was crazy. So many fights going on, you know what I'm saying? Albert Bell also, man. Salute to him. Interviewed him some time ago on my platform here. Albert Bell, congrats for that win also. There were so many fights. So I was back and forth, man. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the Rigondeaux versus Casimero fight. And at the same time, I was watching Franco versus Maloney trilogy. And oh my gosh, that was a war, ladies and gentlemen. I was much more excited. So I'm talking about face value stuff here. I was much more excited watching the Franco Maloney fight, and I was watching it at the same time, Rigondeaux and Casimero. It was 6 rounds ahead. Okay, so Rigondeaux and Casimero, if I'm not mistaken, they were 6 rounds ahead of the Franco Maloney fight, something along those lines, something like that. And I was much more excited. And because Franco Maloney, every fight they've had, man, it was back and forth. It's just war. Salute to, Franco and his victory, against Maloney, retaining that belt. But Rigondeaux and the next day, ladies and gentlemen, the next day, I went back and saw the fight again, Rigondeaux and Casimero, because I was somewhat distracted to a certain degree. But I wasn't distracted to the point of, not being able to detect what was going on in the ring between Casimero and Rigondeaux. So the next day, I went back and saw the fight again, just to, watch while I was eating some lunch, just really focusing on the fight. I got to say this, man. I got to say this. This is just my humble opinion about all this, Rigondeaux, man, he is really skilled. He's so skilled that he did what he did against Casimero. And what did he do? He used his defensive skills in a fashion that it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Kind of reminds me of Billy Joe Saunders, how he was fighting against Lemieux. You know what I'm saying? Billy Joe Saunders, man, Lemieux was missing the shots all night long. Mayweather, just those high IQ fights. We can say what we want against Billy Joe Saunders, but he's a skilled fighter, okay? I've said that and I've been saying it, you know what I'm saying? I definitely exalt the qualities in certain fighters, in fighters. And also the things that I criticize. And the list goes on and on when it comes to highly skilled fighters, with the defensive IQ that's just off the charts. Rigondeaux has that, man. Rigondeaux has that. He is just, wow. The footwork, just, his reflexes, they're on point. He can definitely continue fighting. What I do here, ladies and gentlemen, I got to exalt the qualities first in fighters. You know what I'm saying? Casimero, everybody knows the story with Casimero. He was looking for the fight. He was looking to land on Rigondeaux, which wasn't too much, at least. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't landing too much, but he was, he was pursuing the fight. He was doing his best to engage. And let's not be naive here, ladies and gentlemen. Casimero was landing shots, just as Rigondeaux was landing shots. The counters, Rigondeaux, this is what I want to say here. Rigondeaux is so skilled, he could have won this fight. Maybe I wouldn't say easily, but he really could have won the fight. With the skills that Rigondeaux has, ladies and gentlemen, he could have won this fight very well. Okay? He could have won the fight very well. And we cannot ignore, okay? This is the problem here. When it comes to, Rigondeaux, he's trying to save face. He's coming out on social media saying, I still got a chin, and you're supposed to be able to cut out whatever he said. Okay, I don't even think he talks English, but uses his translator or whatever. But he was talking something along the lines of, you have to know how to cut off the ring with me when you fight me and hit me, and I get it. That's true, but he's trying to save face. I definitely exalt his defensive qualities, man. His defensive IQ and his offensive IQ. But he wasn't using any offensive IQ, ladies and gentlemen. He was to a certain degree. But he wasn't balancing out his offense with his defense, man. He wasn't balancing it out. Okay? And we cannot ignore, this is what I'm trying to say here. We cannot ignore, there are people criticizing Rigondeaux, man, and it's not just boxing fans. We got to make that clear. It's not just boxing fans that, an average Joe Blow or whatever, right? Just us average fans, boxing fans, who love the sport of boxing. It's not just boxing fans that are criticizing Rigondeaux, because we tend to say this. We tend to, when it comes to this, like in this fight in particular, when those who are criticizing Rigondeaux, people tend to say, yeah, you don't know bleep about boxing. Come on now, man. Let's be real about this. If that's true, then why? And I'm gonna be 100, man. Why? Everybody knows. Abner Mares, you got to put respect on his name, okay? He was commentating in PBC there. He was in ringside. He was even, And why do I mention Abner Mares? Because he's a former pro fighter, man. You can't go around that. You can't go around that. And try to say, no, Abner Mares, he's just he don't know what he's talking about. Yes, he does, man. What do we mean? What do we mean when people say these kind of things? Yeah, the ringside commentator, they don't know what they're talking about. Of course they do, man. Abner Mares, man, and even the other commentators that were with him, whoever the heck they were, whatever, I don't know all these guys, but, they were not happy in Rigondeaux's performance. I definitely wasn't. After round 4, I was like, what are you doing, Rigondeaux? Come on now. Are you kidding me, man? With the skills that you have, I'm really disappointed in this, man. I was not satisfied in Rigondeaux's performance. Casimero, well, obviously he has things to improve too. But at least he was trying, and he was pushing Rigondeaux. He was pushing Rigondeaux to run, man. Well, he was pushing him to fight, but Rigondeaux didn't want to engage. Come on now, let's just look at it at face value, man. Rigondeaux didn't want to engage. Seems like he was scared or something. I don't think, I'm not the type of person to say, and it's been said out there, yeah, no fighter, we can't say any fighter fears anybody. Of course not. No one fears anybody. Yeah, we know that. Boxers are warriors, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we know that. We know it's combat sports, man. And I respect that 100%. But the way Rigo was looking, it's like, what are you doing, man? Your skills can definitely get you the win in this fight, Rigondeaux. What are you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? And like I'm saying earlier, Rigondeaux was putting social media, I still got a chin. Yeah, then use it, buddy. Use it, champ. Use your skills. Balance out. It was like 80%, 90% defense, 10% offense, if that. Balance it out, man. And like I said, I'm not sitting here trying to justify Casimero all day. No, I mean, yes, he has to learn, and Rigondeaux's right in that. Casimero has to learn how to cut off the ring. He has to learn those things. Use the jab more, Casimero. Go to the body more. Make him engage in those manners. Cut off the ring, man. And he has things to grow on. I get it. But then again, Rigondeaux, running around all the time. Now, let me make this clear. And I made videos about it. I've talked about it. A recent video I made about Jerome Ennis and the lead up to the Jerome Ennis and Lippietz fight. Go back there. I got the receipts. Blah blah blah. It's all there. This is the problem here. People who watch the sport of boxing, they have criticized Mayweather for running, And I say they, just generally speaking. I'm not saying everybody, but Mayweather has been criticized for running. Okay? Jerome Ennis has been criticized for running. Lippietz on the lead up to the Jerome Ennis fight. I made a video about that. The thumbnail has a runner on there. He's criticized Jerome Ennis for running. The list goes on and on with fighters that have been criticized for running. But ladies and gentlemen, Mayweather, Ennis, and all these fighters, quote unquote, who run, they balance it out with offense, man. Come on now, let's not be naive. Objectively analyze these fighters. Mayweather never looks like Rigondeaux, how Rigondeaux looked when he fought Casimero, man. No way. How can people have the audacity to criticize Mayweather for running? But Mayweather balanced out his offense with his defense. He balanced it out, man. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the things how they are in the sport of boxing. And people trying to back up Rigondeaux and say, yeah, it's a sweet science. And yeah, of course, but you got the sweet science. It uses offense too, man. It's a balance. Man. You don't just use your defense all night long and hardly use offense, which is why Lomachenko lost. And Lomachenko against Teofimo showed more offense than Rigondeaux, way more. Even though in the first freaking half of the fight, he throwed no punches virtually. Credit to Lomachenko, man. Credit, which is why he boxed out Rigondeaux. And I don't care, people saying, yeah, he's a smaller guy. And no, you made weight, Rigondeaux, no excuses. It is what it is. You got boxed out. You got schooled, bud. You got schooled, champ. Skills pay the bills, right? Hey. I'm saying, man. Even Lomachenko, man, when he fought against Teofimo, and I criticized Lomachenko about it. Oh well, it is what it is. He lost, but even Lomachenko showed more offense. Yeah, I know people are gonna try to pull up the stats and you actually throw more punches and yeah, whatever. But from what I saw, man, it looked like Lomachenko. I'm not even gonna go to the stats and all that, but it looked like Lomachenko threw much more punches than Rigondeaux in the whole freaking fight against Casimero. So and getting back to that, and the Jerome Ennis and Lippietz, he actually accused Ennis Lippietz, on the lead up to the Ennis Lippietz fight, he actually accused Ennis of being a runner. Oh my gosh. Just close your mouth, Lippietz. And I've talked about it in the lead up to the fight. I talked about it, and I was defending Ennis in that video, saying what Lippietz is saying, that's not true, man. That's not true. Because Ennis, people may erroneously say that Ennis is a runner, but he definitely balances out his defense with his offense. You cannot say that Ennis is a runner. You cannot say that Mayweather was a runner. You cannot say that, man. However, Rigondeaux, how he performed against Casimero, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot criticize people out there saying that Rigo is a runner. You cannot really defend Rigondeaux in this, man. You got to be 100, ladies and gentlemen, in this. I am. I'm trying to be as 100 and as unbiased as possible. You know how I do it in this platform, man. And I repeat, Rigondeaux, man, he could have won Casimero in such a convincing fashion because he's so skilled like that. And that's what disappoints me about this. Okay, go back to Rigondeaux's last fight against Solis. Okay, against Solis, some guy named Solis. And you go before that, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just go to recent examples. If you go before the Solis, the Solis fight, there's a contrast, man, because Rigondeaux has the skills like that to mix up the offense. Why didn't he do it with Casimero, ladies and gentlemen? Question that. Why didn't he do it against Casimero? Because I humbly think that he knew if Rigo tried to engage with Casimero, Casimero would probably get the best of it. He probably thought that, at least. He probably suspected it and just tried to play. He just tried to fight, too cautiously. I repeat, I think Rigo had the skills to convincingly beat Casimero. But I kind of think, man, that Rigondeaux maybe thought that Casimero, man, his offense is a little too much. Why? Go back to the Rigondeaux versus Solis fight. He was using a lot of footwork. His offense was more, though, in my humble opinion. But the crowd was booing even in that fight, because Rigondeaux wasn't using as much offense against Solis. Even though he had him wobbling, he knocked him down. I don't know how many times, but he really beat Solis. But it got to the point where he was using so much footwork against Solis, the crowd was booing, man. You can't knock the crowd for booing because the fans want to see fighters fight. I'm not saying that, Rigondeaux had to go in there and brawl, like bare knuckle fighting or something like that. No. But you can balance out your freaking defense, your offense with your defense. Rigondeaux didn't do that against Casimero. Heck no. And you go back to the Rigondeaux versus Ceja fight. I think his name was Ceja. Check BoxRec, whatever. Go back and see that fight. You'll see it. His real name. I don't know if I mispronounced the name. Ceja. Okay, Ceja. Rigondeaux was fighting on the inside most of the fight. I mean, come on now. What's going on here, Rigondeaux? You looked, I'm sorry, man, but now, I was saying earlier, you cannot knock what PBC commentators are saying. You cannot knock what the majority of fans of the sport of boxing are saying concerning Rigondeaux's performance against Casimero, okay? And you cannot knock, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Why isn't anybody talking about this? If there are, I don't know, because there are so many freaking platforms out there, whatever, but, why isn't anybody talking about Rigondeaux's own freaking corner in the fight? What was Ronnie Shields? Respect to the coach. What was Ronnie Shields saying in the corner? Come on now. No one was listening to that. What was he saying? Around round 4, between the rounds, he was saying something like, hey, you gotta stop throwing the rounds away, man. And he was saying that throughout the fight when he was in the corner with Rigondeaux, man. Ronnie Shields wasn't happy, ladies and gentlemen. His own freaking trainer. You cannot go against what Ronnie Shields was saying, man. Fans can say what they want. Fans can try to defend Rigondeaux as much as they want. Yeah, the sweet science, and he was just using, his skills. And yeah, he was, but no, he wasn't. 100% no, he wasn't. Because Rigondeaux has offensive skills too, and he was just denying those skills. 90% he was denying those skills in the ring against Casimero. I mean, come on now. Ronnie Shields, man, his own corner, trainer. You go back and watch the fight and listen to Ronnie Shields, man. He said, stop throwing the rounds away. We got to stop throwing these rounds away, Rigondeaux. Go to the center of the ring. Stay in the center of the ring. In other words, Ronnie Shields was saying, stop running, man. His own trainer. You cannot go against his own trainer, ladies and gentlemen. His own freaking trainer. His own corner and team was telling him that. Come on now. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So now fans are over his own trainer now, or what? So now fans are you know, and Abner Mares, if I'm not mistaken, you know, or whatever, commentators in PBC were saying, hey, Ronnie Shields, they noticed it. They said, Ronnie Shields, man, he's not happy. I mean, imagine, they were saying something along the lines of this. Imagine how you, a trainer, would feel when they were, you know, in camp preparing Rigondeaux with a whole other game plan, and Rigondeaux doing completely the opposite. Ronnie Shields was saying time and time again during the fight, stay in the center of the ring. Stop throwing the rounds away. And that's exactly what Rigondeaux is doing. Rigondeaux, you go somewhere else with that L, buddy. Go somewhere else with that L, champ. Sorry. I'm sorry. Try to save face. Try to say this and that. Yeah, I frustrated him. Yeah, but you lost. Yeah, but you lost. Continue doing that, Rigondeaux. See how that goes for you. I'm sorry, man. I'm done. Continue fighting how you did against Casimero and even against Solis, even though you got the win. Yeah, I get it, but you know, continue doing that and keep getting them L's, man, because you're not going to impress the judges. Now, you already know this, ladies and gentlemen. You know, judges, it's very controversial nowadays with judges, okay? But I definitely agree with the judges. Maybe not on all the scorecards in that particular night. But what I'm trying to say here is you're not going to convince the freaking judges the way you fought Rigondeaux against Casimero. You're not going to convince them. And people out there saying it was a robbery, come on now, man. I definitely don't agree with that. I definitely do not. And everybody knows the platform, how I rock it here. I do it unbiased, man. I just try to look it down the middle. I try to see it like that, objectively. And you deserve that L. You deserve the L. Okay, check this out. Here's another point. I mean, there's so many things to talk about concerning this. That show, you deserve the L, Rigondeaux. You deserve it, bro. You deserved it. Who was champ? Who was champ? Who had the belt in the fight? If I'm not mistaken, Casimero had the belt. He has the belt still, obviously. He won, but who was the challenger? Who was the challenger for that belt? Rigondeaux. Man, I made a video some time ago, you know, check it out, please. It's called something like doing just enough is not enough. Doing just enough and not. Rigondeaux thought he was doing just enough to win the fight. When you're a challenger, ladies and gentlemen, when you're a challenger, you know, fighting a champ, you better freaking win convincingly. Rigondeaux didn't even get close to doing that. He tried to play it safe. He thought, you know, I'm going to play it safe and get my win, you know, even if it's split decision. No, Rigondeaux, you're not going to convince the judges by doing that. When you fight a champ and you're a contender, challenger, whatever you want to call it, you better freaking go in there and make a statement against the champ. You're not going to win a belt doing that, man. Come on now, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Come on now. What did Jermell Charlo do recently? Or whatever, you know, past couple years, whatever. What did he do? What did he do? What did he do? He lost against Harrison the first fight by the skin of his teeth. You know, Harrison just did just enough. And what did Charlo do? I'm gonna go back and make a freaking statement and get my belt back. He went back and TKO'd Harrison. He didn't just play it safe, Charlo, even though he was really smart. But what did he do? He used his offensive skills with his defensive skills and patience. And he made a freaking statement. You got to make a statement when you fight a champ. You got to make a statement, ladies and gentlemen. You can't win just by the skin of your teeth because it's going to be really controversial and blah, blah, blah. Rigondeaux tried to win by the skin of his teeth. He tried to play it safe. And you freaking took the L. Go with your L, Rigondeaux, and try to save face with that. Whatever. Whatever. People ain't going to believe you. Maybe 1%, 0.5% of fans out there are going to believe you, man. But the rest of the community, family out there, pro fighters, coaches, etc., they're not going to believe that, Rigondeaux. Go somewhere else with that L, bro. Sorry. If you're going to continue boxing, make a freaking statement next time, please. And who knows if you're going to continue fighting. You're probably like, what, 55 years old? I don't know, man. All due respect to Rigondeaux. He's a champ. But I'm not happy with his performance. And I don't buy him getting defended, man. However, I do exalt, like I did at the beginning of this video, I exalt his skills, man. He's freaking amazing. But you just don't. You didn't do it. You didn't do it. You didn't do it against Casimero, bro. Sorry. You didn't do it. Your defense was amazing, though. But your offense was just, wow. Yeah, you were countering, you know, a few shots you were landing. But why didn't he do it more? He could have convincingly won the fight. Definitely. he could have convincingly won the fight, ladies and gentlemen. Man, hey, Renee Boxion, man, go ahead and comment in the comment section. If you disagree, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. But you can't go against what I'm saying here, man. And if you do, that's fine. Say that to Ronnie Shields, his coach, who was training intimately with Rigondeaux and sparring sessions in the gym. I mean, come on now. I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, Renee Boxion, comment in the comment section. I appreciate each and every one of you, man. Go ahead and share this. Keep getting the word out there, man. You know, I'll be more active. Just like I said, I've been under the weather, but we're getting out of it. We're doing it, man. We're doing it definitely, man. So I'll be going live soon. Just please hit the notification bell. That's why you got to hit the notification bell when I do my flash lives and push premieres such as this. And man, what do you think about this? Playback gang, I appreciate y'all too, man. Go ahead and comment in the comment section. Those in real time, y'all are awesome, man. Renee Boxion, platform where we simply discuss, critique, analyze, simply talk about sport of boxing. If there are new listeners, go ahead and subscribe. Costs you nothing. You're gonna love it here, man. So I appreciate y'all. Peace out. Stay safe, fam.